Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the original versions of the movies we retcon, nor are we associated in any way with the artist who made them. Also, while we are not the rowdiest bunch, we are adults goofing off, so we might say some things that some people might not want their kids to hear. We recorded the last episode of this, like, how many millions of years ago?
6 years ago?
Yeah, well, 6 million years.
6 million years.
Moving on to Act 1 of our fiasco game of Nothing But Trouble, if we forgot something and we just do it over as something new,
like we retcon it, maybe.
Yeah.
Retcon
just
our
remember
own retcon.
that's like our whole deal, and
yeah,
so
totally on purpose.
It will be good,
not because we forgot what happened.
Also, Jinsey, would you like to explain what the very loud noise coming from your end is? Just as a heads up.
Curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I shut the door because my dogs make noise, and they just broke it down, and now the little tippy tappies are their giant paws on the hardwood floor. So that's what we're dealing with.
I just didn't want, anyone listening to be very afraid.
Yep. No, that's just my dogs. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. So last time we did our setup, right? We figured out who our characters are and some of our like goals and relationships. And for everyone else listening to this, that was like 2 weeks ago. But for us, it was 6.25 to the 34th million years ago. So we're going to move into Act 1 now. Okay, so in Act 1, we're going to take turns doing scenes. What we do is, when you take a turn, your character is in the spotlight, but we don't, unlike in other role-playing games, which this is kind of not a role-playing game, but in other role-playing games... What? What?
This is not a role-play game?
Well, I mean, it is, but it's not like a stat game.
Yeah, it actually is a role-playing game in the like purest sense, I suppose. But in those, you have like complete control of your character, and that's not true of this one. You get to make all the like artistic choices, like you will act them in scenes, but the other players get to make decisions for your character. So we'll take turns, and when it's your turn, your character gets a scene, and it's like they're spotlighted, and so. You will decide if you want to establish the scene or resolve the scene. And whatever you pick, the other two people will do the other thing. And about halfway through, whoever is resolving will choose a white or a black die to decide whether or not they want it to go positively for white or negatively for black. It's not really bad for your character to get negative outcomes. You don't want a mixture, though, apparently. And then... once your scene is over, give your die to one of the other two characters. Pick one that you think you'd like to interact with a lot later. Or pick one you think maybe doesn't have a lot of dice right now.
Or pick one that you want to sabotage and give them the wrong color dice.
Oh, yeah. Whatever you think would be interesting. So we do this, we rotate, we take turns taking these scenes until half of the dice are gone, which in our case would be 6, I think? Yes. So we're going to do 6 scenes. We'll each spotlight in 2. I think you're supposed to go by that same rule, like who grew up in the smallest town. But I don't know. We're making a story here. I think we should agree on who goes first. And I kind of think it shouldn't be Alvin Valkenhauser.
I mean, no, I think it should definitely be the bank teller.
I agree
Ramona
with that.
Sweeney.
So Jinsey, you're going to go first. So you tell us whether or not you want to set it up or resolve it.
I want to resolve this scene.
Okay, cool. So, Alex, you and I are going to use our powers of imagination.
Imagination.
Ooh. That's the sound imagination makes.
Sparkles and rainbows. Mm-hmm. So, I definitely think the scene should be the bank teller rolling into this town.
Yeah,
right.
Driving on the road, right?
Driving all up in the road.
So why? You and I have to decide why are they driving through this town? Where are they going?
Okay, so
Where is she going?
Where's she going?
Where is Ramona Sweeney going?
Where's Ramona Sweeney, the bank teller, going?
I will say that Jinsey, because I will allow you to decide what car your character is driving.
Yes, my bank teller is going to be driving. Oh my god, I'm so excited right now. Hold on just a second. I have to think of a cool car. I can't think of a cooler car than my car.
It's a Beamer.
Yeah.
Well,
But
now a bank teller would not own a Beamer. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No, it's like a lower grade, like an older Beamer.
Like a
Like
Z3.
they bought it like on lease or whatever.
I think this is very good. Yeah. Yeah, you have like a 80s Beamer.
All right, I've got a Z3.
Yes. You know so much about cars.
I don't know, man. I really don't, but it sounds like I do, so we're gonna keep it.
Yeah, now you have to like keep up this like persona. You have to like study cars every night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, in our old fiction, we had this being Valkenvania. Did we have this repurposed into Alabama?
Yeah. We're in the deep weird South. And I was realizing today that I actually don't know how to do an Alabama accent, despite being from here. Like I can't replicate it. I live inside of it, and I can't see from the outside in, and so it's gonna be weird.
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Except for when it just accidentally happens in my voice.
Yeah, I'm sure. Jinsey has enough accent for all of us.
Damn it.
You know what's funny is it's only when we're recording.
Yeah,
like when I just talk to Jinsey, that doesn't happen.
I don't know, you guys.
Okay. I think it would be dramatic if for the reason they're driving is some like pretty dramatic and drastic money troubles.
Oh, definitely. Where is Ramona Sweeney coming from?
Greenbow, Alabama.
Where is she coming from and where is she going?
Where
Are we turning this into a Cotton Eye Joe?
No, don't. God, I stopped myself. Why didn't you stop yourself?
Because it had to happen. We're in the South.
It didn't have to happen. It didn't. We're in control.
We're in control. We're not in control.
Okay,
Everything's falling apart.
Okay, for real. Are we gonna make it as? I think we should not dwell on this too much. Can it be as dramatic as like
Chicago?
They're in like huge debt to some like shady people. Yeah, Chicago, because you could go in at like 65 all the way to Chicago, right? Doesn't 65 go to Chicago?
No, 65 goes up north to Indianapolis. You can then go at a different highway to Chicago.
Wait, are we making me the only one in the group that has a thick Southern accent, the Yankee?
So why would she be here? There's nothing here.
In Valkenvania?
In Alabama.
Well, she's going to Valkenvania.
Oh yeah? I kind of like the idea of it just being a pass-through thing.
I thought that maybe
that she gets lost in the back roads and ends up in this like weird, nobody knows it's here town.
Well, I mean, that's still something that could happen. Like maybe they were just passing through.
South.
You know what? What if she's from Chicago and she's going to Florida?
Yeah.
Down to Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
That's where lots of weird shark, like loan shark characters are. That makes sense to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she can't afford a plane ticket all the way there, so she's just gonna have to drive it.
And they get lost in Valkenvania, Alabama.
Why did she borrow money? Maybe we don't have to explain that yet. But she's in debt.
She's in debt, and she's on the run.
She's going to try to either beg for more time for the debt or pay what she can or something. She doesn't have a plan yet. And she rolls through. Okay, so she's in her car and she's lost in the back roads. Ramona Sweeney is.
So we have
the GPS doesn't work. There's some weird there's flying saucers buried under here or something. Yeah, there's a lot of weird dead zones in Alabama. So GPS doesn't work. Yeah, GPS doesn't work. And you find yourself rolling through a metal gate that says Valkenvania.
Okay, cool.
I think that this, Alex, I think that this, that we've established this scene, I think this scene should end badly. I think it kind of has to.
Don't I get to decide?
Well, Alex and I get to. Oh, yeah. Since you resolve, you get to decide. That's right. So we've set you up. You've just rolled through. You're in Valkenvania now. You're in the thick of it.
All right, awesome. So I think that since it started out kind of rocky, I think it should also end kind of badly. So I'm going to give myself a black die. I just put it over here on my little name. Okay, cool. So
So should we decide what's happening in the scene? Because all we just have is that they are rolling into Valkenvania.
Yeah. Do you want to maybe we should give more of a situation that they decide the end of? You're right.
Definitely.
So what do you got? You have an idea?
Like in the movie, maybe Ramona Sweeney isn't paying attention. She's just kind of like open mouth agape at everything going on in this weird, strange town. And they roll right through a stop sign.
Now, you can decide that your character will interact with them, Alex.
Oh yeah, this is where it's happening.
Okay, cool.
Is it nighttime?
I want to say it's daytime.
Just because it's easier for filming.
Officer Rebecca Volkenhauser is on the beat in their vehicle, and they spot a moving violation and start slowly creeping up on your vehicle. There
is the moving violation dead ass.
It is.
Okay,
though neither of us can see either's ass in these large vehicles,
but you sense it.
I sense it. It's like it's meant to be. I'm driven by my unvarnished lust.
That is what's written there.
That is what's written there.
She doesn't know that yet, though. She doesn't know she's lusting after Ramona.
I don't know it. I just sense it.
I don't know. Maybe she's just a generally lusty person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Right now.
Maybe. All right. Is it my turn now?
I think we've given it to you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex has given it to you. Alex gonna give it to you. I'm just doing the song, Alex.
Oh,
I'm just implying that she'll murder Jency.
Yes, that's where we're going with this.
She's not going to murder me. She's going to murder Ramona.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about Alex.
Rebecca's not going to murder anyone. Rebecca is a staunch denizen of the law.
You can, however, kill characters in this, and it doesn't boot the person from the game.
What happens then?
Well, then you have to operate, like, in flashbacks. You have to figure it out. Or maybe your character was a, like, Ozymandias type that, like, had all the strings already being pulled, and it still works from beyond the grave or something.
Or clones. It could be clones.
Or clones. Clones would be perfectly viable, I think.
That's why she's in debt. She made herself a clone. Anyway, okay, so she has come into this town. She's like staring at all this weird stuff happening. She accidentally runs a stop sign, and a police officer has just started following her.
That's right.
And then she starts stressing out a little bit because she's like, oh no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. They're gonna blue light me. And
I hit you with
sure
those
enough,
lights.
Yep, blue lights happen. She's just like, she decides.
I have a very bad siren.
Nothing gets Jency going like a funny noise.
It sounds like a sad dog.
You do sound like a sad dog.
Okay, but that's canon then, right? Like that's like the police siren on your car sounds weird. It sounds like a sad dog.
It's very bad.
and like to the point that Ramona is like, is that a dog? What is that noise?
like how the alarm in Nightmare Before Christmas sounds like a cat wailing. Yeah, we're just gonna lean into it. Okay, so she's just like, all right, I guess I gotta pull over. So she pulls over, and
I pull up behind you, and I take a few beats. Like, I'm gonna let you stew in it a bit.
Oh my God, Ramona is stewing. She's like already got her compartment open. She's rifling around trying to find her insurance papers. I know there's insurance papers in here. I know there are.
And then I get out of the car, and I slam it, and I do a little slide move with my feet. You know how they do? You know how
yeah,
they do.
I actually do, yes.
You know what I'm talking about. All
I
right.
do.
And then I start sauntering up to the driver's side window.
That was some good Foley work there, Alex.
Ramona rolls her window down. Good afternoon, officer. I'm so sorry. You could probably see from my license plate, I am not from around here. I know that I accidentally ran that stop sign. It was a complete accident. I didn't see it until it was too late. I'm so sorry.
Be that as it may, ma'am. You know that you ran that stop sign, and we don't take too kindly to that around here, so I need you to follow me over here to this district court.
Oh, to follow you to the court? Don't you just need to run my information and send me a bill or a...
Ma'am, I did run your information. It seems like you might be from out of town. You might know
Yes, ma'am.
How we do things around here. It's a little bit different. See, we're in our own little stratosphere, as it were. So if you would kindly just put your vehicle into drive, and follow me to the location.
Please shut up.
Ma'am, I am so sorry. I don't mean to be difficult or anything, but I really have to get going. I've got somewhere very important to be. So if you could just write me, my fine or whatever, I would be happy to pay it. Absolutely.
I tell you what, ma'am, if you just follow me on down to the courthouse here, everything will be done lickety-split.
Okay, it's not far from here?
It's not far at all. Just follow me.
Okay. All right. Yes, absolutely. Let's do this. Do I follow her?
That's up to you. You get to decide how it ends.
Well, she already did, the black die.
Yeah, it ends badly, so I'm not getting out of this. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I follow her back to the courthouse.
Yeah, okay. I think we did that right.
Yay!
We did it. And now Jency decides who she's going to give who they're going to give that black die to.
Oh, I don't keep it.
You don't keep it on this first.
In Act 1, you
now.
give it away.
All right. I guess I spent this scene hanging out with Rebecca, so I'm going to give it to Alex. All right, Ben, do you want to start the scene off or end it?
I am going to establish it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, as both of you pull up to as both of you roll through town, and the town is barely a town. It's incredibly small. The buildings are antiquated. You're not even certain there's electricity in this town.
Ugh, what is this place?
Yeah.
There's just a random barrel that's on fire.
Oh my God.
there's a random barrel that's on fire. The people here stare at you blankly as you roll by. And the police car seems to be taking you to a fairly decently sized 2-story mansion. Scattered around this mansion is tons and tons of random religious iconography.
Oh boy.
Not from any one religion though. But all of it, some of it is from stuff like you don't recognize even. And it's just everywhere. It's just junk everywhere of this stuff, and like broken statues and stuff. And you roll up to the front door of this mansion, and Rebecca leads Ramona inside.
Come on through this way, sweet thing. We'll get this wrapped up lickety split.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you can hear from a room deep within the mansion. You hear a voice say, "Rebecca, honey, stop objectifying the plaintiffs and bring them in here."
Sorry, Daddy.
Granddaddy.
Yeah, sorry, Granddaddy.
The inside of this mansion is the same as the outside of this mansion. Just weird ceremonial junk everywhere, and it's old. And there's a room over to the left on the first floor that is a strangely like small like courtroom like room. And
I'm so sorry, ma'am. Did you say this was the courthouse?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Now, if I could just have your driver's license, please.
Sure. Yeah, she's going to hand over her driver's license.
Thank you. I'll make sure that this gets back to you right after the proceedings.
this room is well lit, but there's no one in it. And as you look around for a moment, you hear a echoing sound come from the bowels of the house that sounds like something rolling. And it gets louder and louder, and then suddenly, like, almost like it's a roller coaster car, a man in a rolling chair, like, rolls in from the back of this room like he was on a roller coaster, and then just suddenly stops at this like tall judge pulpit. And the whole time you could hear him saying "Wee!" And then he stops and he goes, "It's fun every time." All right, Rebecca, darling, what do we got here?
All right, so is this where we take over now?
I think this is where you would resolve it. Yes.
Okay. Do you want this to be a good ending or a bad ending?
Let's see. For the judge here, I'm going to say it's going to be a good one for the judge. Honorable Judge Valkenhauser, I can't seem to place my accent at the moment.
I know, right? We keep doing Texas accents.
Yeah, this is not Alabama at all.
Shug.
You guys live here.
Let me tell you something, darling pastry cakes.
Yeah. Just say the word "can't" and we'll
Can't.
have it.
Can't believed it, didn't unsee it.
Oh my God.
What would you call that? The defendant?
I've been calling him the plaintiff.
The accused.
Accused?
Actually,
The
plaintiff is
accused.
not correct, is it? I'm wrong. A plaintiff would be someone.
Plaintiff
in a
was
civil,
someone with like
in a civil case. Yeah, that is the one that wants the money.
No, this will be the accused. The accused here is charged with rolling through a stop sign.
Well, we only got the one,
We only have the one.
and you managed to run 100% of all the stop signs in
Stop signs
Valkenvania.
in town have been run.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Well, of course.
I am terribly sorry. I am not from around here at all. I was a little bit distracted by your beautiful and unique town that and there was only the one stop sign, so I wasn't used to seeing stop signs. And I'm so sorry. It will never happen again. I'm so sorry.
They don't have stop signs where you're from?
They do, but I'm from a big city, so most of ours are really traffic signals, lights.
She appears to be from Chicago, Your Honor.
Oh, Chicago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like that pizza.
Oh, yes, sir. We have great pizza. Absolutely.
And he kind of like smells the air. Closes his eyes when he smells the air. He says, "Your clothes are mighty fine."
Oh, thank you. I got them at Kohl's, so they're not... But thank you. They were on sale.
Did you get an occupation from her, Rebecca?
I did not, Your Honor.
What do you do for a living, Ms. Sweeney?
I'm a bank teller. I work the front desk.
The moment you say the word bank, he the sniffing, like he like deeply inhales one time.
He turns like mayonnaise in the afternoon summer sun.
Ew. Ugh.
So you need to. I can roleplay this, but since you're resolving, you need to tell me what happens here.
Okay, so if it ends positively for the judge gets what he wants, and the judge wants this bank teller to rot in a just for all of her sins.
And he goes, "We need to take a picture for the records, just real quick. Can you just stand on the little X right there for me, just so I can and he does indeed. He hits like something behind his judge pulpit, and this like super antique camera like pops up, like the accordion like camera. And he takes like the little flashbulb squeezer in his hand, and he says, "Yes, press on the X there, please."
Oh, I actually would rather not have any pictures right now, if that's okay.
That's
not something I can refuse, right?
Well, no.
Ma'am, you better just stand up to that X. It'll make this go so much quicker.
Okay, all right, fine. So she walks over to the X, she stands there.
Smile. And then he squeezes the flashbulb squeezer, and the camera definitely does flash, and also a door under you opens, and you fall into darkness.
Hey kids, welcome to the break. It's Alex here, by myself again. Ben and Jency found themselves working on a few other things and couldn't join me today. But that's all right. I'll hold your hand and we'll get through this together. Gonna keep it short. We're gonna skip through the tweeted at section of the break because, like I said, Ben and Jency were busy and they really wanted to be a part of that. So we're gonna double up on the next break, I promise. I am going to take this moment to talk about our Patreon. If you want to support the podcast, I would thoroughly hope that you go to our Patreon and check out a few of the tiers that we have. They range from as low to $1 to as high as just $10 a month. And with the $10 a month executive producer tier, you can make us say all kinds of crazy, wacky things, like this particular message this month from Fran Sweeney. Fran's messages states, "Imagine a world with no sunlight, no sky, and no stars. The Land Above is a darkly themed D&D podcast featuring a diverse LGBTQ cast, telling a story about monsters forced to survive in a subterranean world. Listen now at http://thelandabove.podbean.com." And that podcast is a whole lot of fun. I do suggest you go out and give that one a listen. Also, with our Patreon rewards, you get access to our Discord servers, we have a whole bunch of fun in there, let me tell you. Talking about green stuff and how our retail jobs suck. We're going to post all the links to our Discord and our Patreon in our show notes. And also, you can check out our bio on Twitter. They have all the information there as well. The next episode is going to go up on January 22nd, where we will finish this particular Nothing But Trouble series. And once we get that up, we'll give you all a week to get in your submissions for the rehash, and then we'll record that. And, yeah, I'm going to stop wasting your time and let you get back to the action. Y'all have fun. Bye, kisses.
I'm gonna give Jinxie a white die just because I thought they did really good.
All right, so now it's Police Officer Rebecca's turn.
Rebecca's turn. What did you do, Ben? Did you resolve or establish?
He established.
I established.
You established. Okay. I think I want to establish. Now, Granddaddy, was that 100% necessary? Clearly, this lady's just passing through town. They didn't mean nothing harm. She just ran one stop sign. Do we really have to keep them and go through this whole shenanigan? I checked out their car. They're slickly clean. No drugs, no guns.
He says, you can kick someone off of drugs and you can confiscate a gun, but can't fix a banker.
Are you on that kick again about bankers?
That's my secret, honey. I'm never off that kick.
Just promise me you're just going to have a little fun with her and just let her go. She's clearly not even a banker. She's just a bank teller.
Rebecca, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You did your job.
I know I did my job. I do my job every day.
You worry me with this talk, Rebecca. I'm not long for this world, and I need to make sure that someone's here to take my place, to take care of this town and keep it in order, and to fight the wickedness of the world outside. And Rebecca, I think you're that woman.
What about Cletus or Jeb or Samantha
or Samantha
or or One-Tooth Bob?
One-Tooth Bob.
Well, One-Tooth Bob's only got the one tooth. He can't do that.
I mean, he'd make a fearsome judge. They'd be like, "Oh, there goes One-Tooth Bob. You better stay out of his sight. He'll gum you with his one tooth."
Oh my god.
They're all fine Valkenvania stock, but only you're a Valkenhauser.
Granddaddy, I want to get out. I want to get out of Valkenvania just for once. Just to see what the world has to offer. You know what I'm saying? To see Biloxi or Chattanooga. You know, something with a lot of syllables. Something that
those are casino towns and aquarium towns, Rebecca. They're nothing but wickedness. You know how I feel about fish.
Yes, Granddaddy, I know how you feel about fish, but
they're holy.
I don't. What?
and he points to this like shrine that from a religion that you cannot identify that is clearly holds fish in high esteem.
Oh, I remember the Aqua Camarians.
Boy, you pulled that out of your ass, huh?
But there are other places aside from them, quote unquote, sin pits. What about New York or London or San Francisco?
There's nothing but wickedness in the outside world. And
how would you know, Granddaddy? You've never been there. You haven't ever left Valkenvania.
I lived a whole life before you came into the world. Lived a whole life is what I meant to say.
A whole life in Valkenvania that you never stepped outside of.
I've seen enough of the world come in through our gates. We need a gatekeeper, and I think that's you. Now, I'm tired. I don't want to hear any more of this. And I think he's going to hit a lever and click backwards up the roller coaster track again, and the door closes behind him.
No one decided how this scene was going to end for me.
Oh, shoot. Right. Okay. Well, but we only ever got into a conversation. We never really got into stakes. So we need to figure out okay, we established that you want to get out. I don't know. I feel like I kind of resolved it by saying you can never leave.
Well, then give me a black die, gosh darn it.
Yeah, you're right.
And then as he gets up in his ramp and then closes the door, Ramona will spit on his pew.
Rebecca.
That's why I said Rebecca. Rebecca. That's going to be our Hollywood couple name.
Yay, our ship name.
Yeah, why did you guys both make our names?
I don't know.
Because it was fun.
It was fun.
Because ours
fun.
are our lifeblood at
We do
Roleplay
a
Retcon.
lot of R's on this show.
All right, I'm going to give this black die to Jinsey.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Oh, that was mean. Okay, so Jinsey now has a black die and a white die.
Nah, you feel out. I'll give it to good old Judge.
Okay, so now Judge Alvin Valkenhauser has a black die. Ramona Sweeney has a white die, and Rebecca Valkenhauser has a black die. So we've gone through one round of scenes here.
We did it.
As we're moving into these next scenes, I think we really need to make sure that we're chasing our goals here.
I did.
So maybe it'd be good. Yeah, you really did, which is why it made me think of it. Okay, so it is your turn now,
Yay,
Jinsey,
it's my
to decide
turn.
if you want to establish or resolve.
I want to establish this time. Okay, so Ramona falls and falls and falls, and then she falls onto a very, very soft surface, but it's so very dimly lit she really can't figure out what she fell on for a solid 30 seconds until she starts scooping things up out from under her, and she realizes that she has fallen on a very, very thick bed of stuffed animals. She's real grossed out by this, because first of all, where'd they come from? But also,
Where are they going?
And where are they going? But no.
Where'd they come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Stop! I will fire you. You have established icing Cotton Eye Joe, and our resolution is that you're fired.
Is that a black die?
That is the blackest die.
Okay, so she starts scooping up these stuffed animals, and oh my god, they're so gross too. Stuffed animals, they hold.
Are they a little wet?
Yeah, they're a little damp, and they're just kind of grayish, and some of them are missing eyes, and some of them are just heads, dismembered heads, and there's just a bunch of stuffing everywhere, and she starts freaking the flip out. She starts screaming for help. She starts trying to crawl away from this giant pile of stuffed animals. She does eventually find some solid ground, but it's also a little damp and kind of gross, and she has no idea what's going on.
So as we move forward here, we need to make sure that what we're really doing is a lot of the big action happens in Act 2, and we're kind of setting up stuff to happen in Act 2. So we need to make sure we don't do anything. We want to set up drama here, but not actually execute anything dramatic here too much. So I want to say, though, that, you got to find a way out, right? I'm going to say this is a good outcome. I'm going to say that she finds a way out, and she's going to find something good. What do you think, Alex?
I think that's, yeah, I can get down with that.
So I'm going to give you a white die.
What if Rebecca comes to check on her.
I thought that. So that's what I think that's good, but make sure that like you don't do any like daring escapes yet.
No.
Yeah, okay, but I think that's cool. I think it'd be cool if you guys had a scene together.
Ramona is floundering in a sea of damp stuffed animals, and then she hears this knocking. It's like
Alex and his Foley work tonight.
I know, right?
and it gets really close to the wall. He's like, and then the door opens and a bright light shines. It's like,
Ramona shields her eyes a little bit. She's having a hard time telling what's going on. She stops screaming, and she finally sees that it is the police officer.
And then she kind of hunkers down because it's kind of like a pit, and she goes, "Oh, you poor dear. You must be so disorientated since that fall you might have taken there."
What is going on here? Where am I? What is this place? What are all of these stuffed animals? Why did I fall through the floor?
I know. It's a bit unorthodox.
A bit unorthodox? I have to get out of here. Let me go right now.
Now I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
I can't just let you go because I'm an officer of the law here, and
I have not been formally arrested. I have not been charged with anything. You cannot hold me here against my will.
You have been charged with running a stop sign now.
You can't stick me in a room full of stuffed animals for running a stop sign. I know my rights. This is inhumane.
I mean, you fell on something soft though. That could have had you fall on concrete.
Are you serious right now?
I am a little bit serious. Oh. But I tell you, my grandfather can be a bit eccentric.
A psychopath.
He's maybe, but he has this thing against bankers.
I'm not even a banker. I'm literally a bank teller.
I know.
I make like $30,000 a year. What do you want from me?
You're preaching to the choir, honey. I am gonna do what I can with the judge about getting you out of here.
Why can't you just let me out?
But it's gonna take some time. And I'm gonna take you up to the guest bedroom. And you can't leave the premises, of course, but now you'll have a comfortable place to stay instead of lying around here in the Kermit pit.
The Kermit pit?
I assume it's just all Kermit dolls just littered around because they're moist. You see, it's like a swamp.
Listen, I can tell that you are not nearly as crazy as your grandfather, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, sugar.
Yes. Okay, but look, please let me go. I really can't stay here.
I'm gonna do everything I can to let you go, but right now we're gonna go up to this room and we're gonna get you settled in, and here soon we're gonna have some dinner. Won't that be nice? A little bit of supper for you.
So we're gonna do the dinner scene, huh?
I mean, we kind of have to, right?
We kind of have to, right? I kind of figured we would too.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be your next scene.
Can I add a little something to the resolution of this scene?
Yeah, sure.
So as you're maybe like going to this bedroom, you pass by another room that it appears to be a sort of like display room. It's almost like a museum room.
Oh yeah, I was totally gonna do something like this. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do it then?
No.
You
go ahead.
Okay. And then in this room are several like weird paintings, and I again, like a lot of the things in the house, they seem to be like depicting like archaic, like dead religions. There's like a painting of like Odin, and there's a painting of like Horus from Egyptian mythology. And at the end of this room, there is a light shining on, like really, really making one piece pop. And it's a black velvet painting of a pickle wearing a crown.
What? What is that?
Oh, that's just Granddaddy's art room. It's he likes to keep all his precious paintings in there. Is there a particular one you're looking at?
Oh, just the pickle with the crown at the end. That's all lit up.
The King Gherkin. Oh, that's a mighty powerful painting that he's had commissioned years ago by what was his name? Daniel Radcliffe. It's a Daniel Radcliffe
that is
original.
a Daniel Radcliffe original.
That's a Daniel Radcliffe original. It's a very, very odd but valuable. Anyways, this way to your room, darling.
It's not all gross and stuff, is it? It's a good looking room.
It's a very tasteful room. It does have a lot of cobwebs. There's a 4-post bed. But all the hangings are just a little bit ripped. And there's just shoes everywhere. But they're all like the left pair. There's no pairs of shoes, it's just all the left foot.
So I'm just supposed to stay here then until what? You talk to your granddaddy about letting the big scary banker go?
I'm gonna talk to him about getting you let go, and we're gonna have a nice supper, and we're gonna have the court proceedings, and we're gonna get you on your way. I promise. Now, don't forget when dinner comes to put your best foot forward. And then I shut the door. And then I lock it.
Who you gonna get that die to?
I'm going to... I don't want to give it to either of you.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be interesting? So, yeah, the situation here is that Jinsey has 2 white dice right now, and I have 1 black die, and Alex has 1 black die, and so it's going to be a mixture. Whoever she gives it to.
I'm going to...
Definitely give it to the clear bad guy.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I'm not going to give it to Ben because I love Ben, but I am going to give it to the judge because I hate the judge.
All right, Alvin.
You know what, Alex?
Yeah?
I think you might be onto something. So I think I would like to establish again.
Right now I'm on a chair.
What?
So I'm sitting in a chair.
Ramona, you have tried everything to get out of this room, and it's definitely made for holding you in there. It's more comfortable than the current pit, but it is definitely, it's built like a cell. You can't get out. And so after a few hours, a little like brass bell on a voice comes out of a little brass bell on the door, like the end of a trumpet near the door.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Dinner is ding-a-ling. Ding.
Hey, Shug, dinner's gonna be ready in just 2 shakes of a land tail.
The door actually opens. You poke your head out and you see that there's like old like track lights on the ground that are like blinking and like moving towards a direction.
Oh my god, I am so tired of complying with these freak shows. And she's just gonna book it toward the exit. Is that allowed? Am I allowed to do that?
Okay, so you start to book it toward the opposite direction towards the exit, right? And as you round the corner, there's just this large person there. And they're in like, she's just a huge person, but she's in a flower polka dotted dress. And there's a bit of a veil in front of it, and they've got long blonde hair. And she's just like taking up the entire hallway, and she goes, "Hello."
Oops, sorry, I turned the wrong way, and she's just gonna walk back toward the track lights.
Yeah, And so you eventually make your way into this like dining room. And Rebecca is already there, and this large person has also followed you in. And Alex, how about if I say something like Alvin says like, "Oh, you've met Rebecca's cousin."
This is Samantha.
Samantha. Oh yeah, this is Samantha. Okay. Samantha. She was kind enough to help us out with dinner tonight. Oh, you behave yourself, Samantha. And then he kind of leans over and he says, "I think your cousin might already have dibs."
Oh.
The judge, you can like see a track also running to this table where the judge is like already rolled down it in his chair. And it's just like a large ovular table, and it's like set for dinner.
Before you keep going on, instead of doing this scene,
okay,
did you want to do a scene where like the actual bad people come and like we send them to the grinder?
I don't know if we should. This is the most we've ever kept from a movie. I feel like I've already set a threatening aura. However, I am into there being some evidence of something like that happening. Do we? Okay, that's one thing. Do we want to just keep Mr. Bone Stripper in there? Like, is that...
Well, I mean, maybe not necessarily something like that, but like something to show that like they definitely kill people that are bad. You know, because that was like, it seemed like mysterious, like, oh, they're just quirky, and then in the movie that happened, and you're like, oh, this is serious because they actually kill people.
So one thing that actually I like the scene in the movie, it's pretty iconic, honestly. But one thing that bothered me was it was like maybe not bother me, but one thing I kind of like was that it was kind of a send up to Rocky Horror.
Because they eat the people.
They have kind of the same, it has kind of the same scene in it.
Are you about to feed me people?
That's what I'm saying, is that's an element I'd like to change. I'd like us to put our own spin on that.
They're vegetarians.
They're vegetarians. I think it still needs to be gross. What's like some horrible Southern food?
Brussels sprouts.
Well, I love Brussels sprouts.
Chitlins?
Yeah, chitlins.
Chitlins is not great. It has some, okay, to be fair, it has some cultural things associated with it, but like, yeah, they're gross though.
Oh, what else? I mean, I'm really not. I'm not the one to do this because I hate most Southern foods.
Yeah, I don't like chow chow.
Pig's feet.
Ew, pig's feet.
Pickled pig's feet.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's just an all. Cincy, would you hate it if instead of doing a vegetarian meal, it was like nothing but pork? Oh my
god.
But wouldn't that be the worst thing though?
It would. Oh my god, yes. Okay, yeah. Oh my god,
okay,
there's like a pig's head. Ugh.
Yeah, there's a pig's head. I was going to reveal the pig's head, but okay, fine.
Oh, like a pig's head. There's like, it's just like surrounded by pig's feet.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, are we doing the train?
Well, we have to do the train, right?
The train's pretty great, right?
The train was like super awesome.
Yeah.
They spent millions of dollars on that one train.
Yeah. So he does that. He pulls this lever, and lots of like we'll say instead there's like sides, like at Landry's, like with the throwed rolls and whatnot. Yeah, they have like all those sides. That's what's in the train this time, is like black-eyed peas and like tomato salad and
Brussels sprouts.
What's another like Brussels sprouts,
mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes, collard greens. There's all that kind of stuff in the train, and it actually looks not so bad.
Oh my god! So like, how in trains, like train sets, they have that little water tower thing.
Yes,
that has the spout that goes over the train. What if when the rolls go by that, it pours like melted butter onto the rolls,
or sawmill gravy?
Yeah,
with sausage. Have we said this on mic?
I don't
You do not
know.
eat pork, and we are just doing this to be mean to you.
I don't eat pork, y'all.
I'm sorry. It's not really to be mean to you. I just needed you to have. I needed you to live in your your character to have a true visceral reaction to this. So
my character is retching.
Yeah,
I want to
think
I want to be
anybody
clear
else
though.
would have this problem.
Yeah. I was gonna say I know Alex eats pork, but Alex is like, this doesn't sound good though.
I mean, I definitely don't
Except for the
eat
mashed potatoes,
feet and heads of things.
So he goes. Oh, I'm glad you could join us. Feel free to eat as much as you want. And the train like toots around and like stops in front of you, Jinsey, and it's got we'll just say all the foods on the train. All right, and so like the pickled pig's feet is on there, and the head is like balanced precariously on one car,
and it stops and it's just looking dead at you in the eyes.
God, please stop.
And also everyone in the room is looking at you, and he says, "We serve our guests first."
Oh, thank you. She's just gonna scoop some mashed potatoes on her plate.
Well, you gotta take more than that. Why? It'd be downright rude not to taste a little of everything.
Okay, is this the point where we decide if this goes positively or negatively for the judge?
I think I need to figure out what I haven't figured out what I'm doing in this scene yet. I think I want to say something. I think I want to bring up the painting. I want to say, Rebecca tells me you saw the art room.
Yes, we walked past it and I glanced in. She says as she stabs her mashed potatoes with her fork and absolutely does not put anything in her mouth.
How much you she says you were quite taken by it. How much you figure it's worth?
I mean, I have no idea. I'm not an art appraiser.
It's odd. Usually bankers always have a guess.
I'm not a banker. I'm just a teller. The bankers tell me what to do. I just count money out for people.
He does that sniff again. He breathes in the air and he says, I smell the ink on you, though. Now you can decide if this goes good or bad.
I don't know, Alex. What do you think?
I think it goes bad for old Judge Valkenhauser. I think through some sort of comedy of errors, Ramona gets loose in the house.
Okay, I like that. And that'll be good. So this is our last. This will be my last scene. And I think we'll only have one more after this one. So like that'll be a great way to get Act 2 started.
Oh, excuse me. I really have to pee. Right now. Where's the bathroom?
He looks at Rebecca and says, "Is this true?" As if she would know.
Ramona pleads, sends pleading eyes over at Rebecca.
I mean, I don't see why she couldn't go to the bathroom. We're all civilized people here, right, Granddaddy?
Well, you know best what the lady folk need. Sure, but you must accompany her. Hurry back, we have lots to talk about.
Go to the bathroom by myself?
You can't if you're a prisoner.
Can we roll this back a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Ramona says that she needs to go to the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rebecca immediately stands up from the table. And in doing this, clumsily knocks over the train.
Oh, Rebecca!
And then everybody starts going to a hustle and bustle, trying to be like, oh, God.
Yeah. Samantha, help your cousin.
Ramona books it. She runs out of the dining room. She runs.
No, Rebecca, after her. And
Rebecca, like, tries to move, but runs dead into Samantha.
Okay, I also have an idea I want to do here for me, but you can tell me what happens to me afterwards. So he cranks a lever on his chair, and it like unattaches from the track, and then he moves some other things, and some like gears and stuff start like moving, and it makes the chair starts making this like pocket sound.
Does it have little tank treads?
Yeah. And then he cranks forward this like throttle lever on the left side of his chair, and the chair starts booking it like after Ramona. And he's just yelling, "Get the banker! Get the banker!"
So he's booking it, but it does not end very well for him because...
Well, I want to say that Rebecca running smack dab into Samantha falls back into Judge Valkenhauser.
knocks his chair over and he falls out of it.
Yep. And then she falls directly on top of him.
Swamp. There's little stars coming out. They're like eyes are spinning. Whoa. Samantha, you take after your daddy for sure.
He says ever so calmly as she is crushing him.
Did you? I need to know. Did your character do that on purpose or not?
Who knows?
Okay, all right. And also, I'm going to give my black die to Alex so that he has 2 black dice.
Ooh boy,
because I'm rooting for you kids.
Oh,
yeah. Just Ben, the person watching this movie is going, I want to get them together.
Yeah. Young love. So, I think I want to resolve my scene because I have no idea what my scene would be. So I'm gonna put that on y'all.
All right, so Rebecca has just run into Samantha, who has run into Judge Alvin Valkenhauser and has fallen on top of him. And then she looks down to the judge, and then she looks out to the doorway in which Ramona has just run, and she decides she's just gonna follow Ramona. There's plenty of stuff going on here. They can help each other out. She's gonna try and find Ramona. So she starts walking down the hallway. At first she thinks that Ramona probably went outside, but then she hears something coming from the other end of the hallway toward the art room. So she walks toward the art room.
Ramona. Dag nabbit girl, where are you? I'm trying to help you get out of here. Ramona
hears this, and then she pokes her head out and says, "Leave me alone. I don't want to deal with any of you people. You're not trying to help me. Just go away."
Blast it all, girl. I'm trying to get you out of this place.
Why would you try and get me out of this place?
Because I want to leave with you.
What?
I hate it here. I hate it in the Dagnab town and these...
No one says Dagnab in Alabama.
I'm going to say it now. Dagnabbing.
Look, I legitimately say dagnab, okay? Get off my back. Continue.
Yeah, but don't you do it ironically?
Everything starts out as ironic, and then it just gets added to your vocabulary, and then you can't help it.
And then it becomes genuine. No, you know what? That's fair.
I want to get out of this tarred, blasted town. Is that better, Ben? Do you like tarred, blasted?
Is it not tar blasted?
Nope. Not the way she says it. With all these damn relations hanging on me, wanting me to take after their family business.
She really studies Rebecca's face. Are you?
I bet she does.
Are you being for real right now?
I'm being stoic, and my heart is on my sleeve.
Prove it.
And it's not just because the symbol of the town is a heart.
Prove it to me right now.
She pulls out like a little her badge holder. She goes, "See, it's right here. It's the heart."
No, prove to me that you want to help me get out and that you want to leave with me.
You want me to prove it to you?
Yes.
I take my gun out of my holster, and I throw it on the floor at her feet.
All right, that settles it. Ramona picks it up, tucks it in her waistband, grabs Rebecca by the hand and says, okay, but first we have to... Listen, the whole reason that I'm going through this crazy-ass town is that I'm trying to get to Miami because I borrowed some money to... My grandmother's really sick. I have to get her treatment. I really need... We've got to steal this painting. We've got to get out of here. Deal?
That's Granddad's painting. I don't know.
Do you want to get out of here or not?
Are we in the resolution part yet?
I think yeah. I think I'm resolving that I'm gonna give myself a white die here.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna go positively for her. All right.
And I'm like, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. Help me. Is there like a case over it, or is it just like hanging?
There
on
is,
the wall?
but there's a booby trap on it. There's a special trick you got to do. You gotta tickle the pickle on its chin. See, there's a hairpin tripwire right here. You gotta just tickle it out of the just tickle it out of the catch. And there it goes.
Never stop saying that.
All right. And then she stops for just a second and looks over at Rebecca and she says, "Thank you." And she leans over and gives her a kiss on the cheek, and then she goes to pull the painting down.
I want to imagine that Rebecca is just kind of sitting there rubbing her cheek as Ramona exits the room.
Come on, Rebecca, let's go.
I'm coming.
Okay, so the only place you can give that white die to now is Jinxie. So this actually works out pretty good, because basically what this means is that me having a white die and a black die means I have much less control over the tilt than you do, which feels like where the power balance is now. That he's really like lost control of the situation. You guys have gained control. So I really like this. So we are going to move into a thing called the tilt.
The tilt,
which is what we'll end the episode. Which is what we'll end the episode with. All right. So what we've done is we re-rolled the remaining 6 dice in the middle of the table. And we got some numbers, and those numbers let us let Jinxie and Alex pick some complications from the tilt table, which is going to give us some twists to go, like some dramatic twists for Act 2. So one of the cool things is it lets each of them pick like a category, like a large category, and then they get to pick the defining element for each other's category. So, Jinxie, tell us what you ended up with on your side of things.
So I picked Mayhem just because it sounded fun. And then Alex went with, underneath Mayhem, he decided to go with Cold-Blooded Score to Settle.
And then Alex, what'd you end up with?
I picked Guilt as my overall category, and then Jinxie picked Showdown. So some stuff's gonna go down here in this final act.
Ramona is running down the hallway with the black velvet painting of a royal pickle, the king gherkin, under one of her arms, and her other hand is clasped around the hand of Rebecca, the police officer who is now on her side. And they are sprinting toward the door.
Judge Alvin Valkenhauser struggles to free himself from underneath his family.
In more ways than one.
And he says, "By Tiamat, I won't let a banker do this to me again."
Black velvet and that little boy's smile. Black velvet with that slow sudden style. And you're a legend, I will bring you to your knees. Black velvet. If you please.